Hello and welcome to Target. Tonight, our hidden cameras find a couple of electricians getting into hot water, but our homeowner finds she has no hot water at all. Keep watching, there's more. This week on Target, we're back in Wellington and going through the yellow pages looking for electricians. We find 5 totally at random, and with the help of our hidden cameras, we watch them fix our hot water cylinder.
Also on tonight's show, just how safe are the clothes your kids are wearing? We take a close-up look at the safety standards of children's clothing.
And Sue thinks her 5-star motel rates no star at all.
So, you ready to give me that deposit?
But first up, Ian Orchard, our technical expert, is up to no good in the hot water cupboard.
This is the adjustable thermostat that controls the temperature of the water in the hot water cylinder. We've mangled the insides of this one, so we're no longer getting any hot water.
So they'll just have to replace the thermostat, will they?
Yes. Here's an example of one. In practice, they'll have to establish where the fault occurs, because at this stage they don't know where it is. They'll check that there's power coming to the thermostat. If there's none there, they'll check back at the fuse box, and they'll also check the element, because that might have blown.
Sure. All right, well, first up, we're getting a visit from Nev Melon Electrical.
And when we rang them, they said they'd be there within the hour.
Well, that's great. That's just what you need when you've suddenly discovered you've got no hot water. He says it sounds like the element's blown.
Yes, that's a reasonable assumption. At this stage, he only knows that there's no hot water.
What's the next place to look, Ian?
Oh, he's now going to the fuse box to check that the fuse hasn't blown.
He seems to be going for a bit of a wander. Do you think he's looking for anything in particular, Ian?
I don't know whether he's looking for something or whether he's just having a look around. Curiosity.
He's just in the bathroom. What's he got in his hand there?
Looks like a voltage tester.
So she didn't go in, he's just pausing at the door, isn't he?
Oh, he's going out the back door, or be going out to the van to get a new thermostat.
So he's got what he's wanted there, you think?
So it looks as though he's got the right size, and now he's installing it.
He's in the lounge now. What's he doing here?
He's actually fossicking through a box of chocolates.
Do you think he's looking for the hard caramels, Ian?
Whatever he's looking for, he can't find it.
I hope he's not using my trick of trying each one and then putting them back if you don't like them.
Fold the foil back and... No, I think he's given up. Here he is back at the fuse box. He's just checking that the fuse is secure and that he hasn't left anything turned off.
So he's on his way. How long did that take?
15 minutes. He did a good job, and this is his invoice, $92.70. There's $42 for the thermostat. That's reasonable. 1 hour's labour, $40. That's probably a minimum charge, and that's also reasonable. Plus GST, $92.70.
And next we have Peak Electrical Limited.
Yeah.
Right, so what's he doing here then, Ian?
I'll be using his voltage tester to make sure that power is reaching the thermostat. Now he's at the fuse box. Now we discovered later he had to break the seal on the ripple relay because at that particular time of the day the electricity supply to the cylinder was turned off. So of course he couldn't test the voltage to see what was wrong. But he rang the power company later and arranged for it to be resealed, so that's okay.
Right. And he's back at the cylinder. He's obviously established the fault doesn't lie in the fuse box. And he's off to get something by the look of it. Well, at least he managed to pass the chocolates without a rummage.
Now he's back to the cylinder with a replacement thermostat. He'll be wiring it in. And now back to the fuse box to return the ripple relay to its original setting.
And it looks like he's all finished. How long did that take?
25 minutes. A bit longer than the last chap, but we discovered that he had re-terminated the earth connection. He didn't have to do it, but he'd noticed it could be done a bit more professionally and went ahead and did it.
Well, that's really good. So what was the cost?
The thermostat was $42.64, labour 1 hour $32, that's a little cheaper than the earlier one. Vehicle $5 plus GST comes to $89.60.
Right, so that's only $3 difference in the last one.
Mm.
And now we have BT Electrical Limited.
Come in.
And they also managed to come the same day we called them.
And he's down to work. What's that instrument, Ian?
It's a voltmeter. He'll be using it to check the wires in the thermostat.
And he's off to his van. What's he got in his hand?
Looks like heat-resistant flex.
Now, what would that be for?
Well, he's renewing the wire from the switch to the thermostat. He perhaps thought the old asbestos wiring should be replaced.
So really that was just a bit of extra maintenance he did there?
Yes, that's good.
Okay. Right, it looks like he's finished, but he's not packing up yet. He's going for a little walk. He's in the lounge now, and he's shutting the lounge door. I wonder why he'd shut the door. And what's this room he's looking in?
That's a spare room, but it hasn't got anything in it, just some empty cartons.
So he's leaving that alone. And opening up the door again.
He looked into the bedroom, but saw there was nothing there, so just left it.
Yeah, quite peculiar really, isn't it?
And now he's packing up and leaving.
How long did all that take, Ian?
18 minutes, and he charged $94.50. Here's the invoice. $44 for the thermostat, $40 for labour, plus GST comes to $94.50.
Okay, so that's just $2 more than the last chap. Gee, it's not often we get this sort of consistency in our prices, is it?
No, it's good.
And now we have PG Ryan Electrical.
And they also came the same day that we called them.
Come on in.
Right.
I'll have to let you in and leave you to it, but...
I think that it hasn't blown the fuse. If we've still got power there, I think it'll probably be the element's gone open circuit.
Sure.
So he thinks it's the element.
If you replace
At this
it, can you
stage.
leave anything for me
Yep, sure.
that you replaced?
So I guess by now he's established that it's not the element, it's the thermostat.
Yes, and he's off out to his van, presumably to get the new thermostat. And it looks like he's finished now. He's packing up his tools. How long did that job take?
14 minutes.
And he's writing out his invoice too. What's his charge here?
Well, here it is. It's slightly higher with the thermostat at $52.41. Again, the labour was 1 hour minimum charge, $35, plus vehicle $4.08. That came to, with GST, $102.93.
A little bit more expensive than the others.
Yes, but this chap phoned a few days later to check that the cylinder was going okay. How's that for service?
That's fantastic, actually. And we have 5 tradesmen tonight, so here's our 5th. They're called Power Electrical Services Limited.
G'day.
Hi, how are you?
What
Come in,
And it
please.
looks like he's brought along an apprentice in.
Yes, it's good to see firms taking on apprentices, as long as they don't charge for them. And although these chaps were an hour late, they could come the same day that we phoned them. That's been the case for all of them.
Yes, they all seem to recognise the urgency of hot water, Ian. You don't often get a tradesman who can come on the same day.
No, that's true.
Right, this chap's saying it's a good chance it's the element too. Is that the most common thing that can go wrong with a hot water cylinder?
Yes, it's either the element or the thermostat.
So the apprentice has been sent out to get something.
And he's come back with the voltmeter.
The apprentice is off now to get something else. So what's he talking about here, Ian? Do you understand sign language?
Well, my guess is from the hand flapping action, he's describing how a thermostat works to the apprentice.
Right, and they're packing up now. How long did that job take?
18 minutes.
So how much did they charge?
$114.98. $57.20 for the thermostat, that's $15 more than the first chap. $45 for labour, that's $5 higher. $114.98 including GST.
Okay. Ian, could it be that this company put in a better quality thermostat, which was slightly more expensive?
Well, yes, that's right. It does make their bill higher, but it may be worth it in the long run.
Overall, we were very happy with the workmanship of our 5 registered electricians. However, we felt there were a couple of questions which needed to be answered. We wrote to BT Electrical Limited to ask for an explanation for their electricians' unusual behaviour. And we also wrote to Nev Melon Electrical to ask about the chocolate box fossicking. Their responses later in the program. And after the break, Greg finds out how safe your kids' clothes are.
Well, Holly was just sitting in front of the heater, and the next minute the jacket, it melted on her back.
And Ian has a tip.